Lovely Laveau and Fam are something else.
We back, and we black.
All that.
Ah, you know that's the other show. Yeah, nope.
You got too many shows.
Other show. Hi. That's that. All right, that's this one. Hey, man. Hey. This is brother Fam. You know what I'm saying? Out here, giving y'all all this conversation from folks in pro wrestling about something else other than pro wrestling. Like I said, I'm Fam. But more importantly, to my left.
I messed up. Hi, it's your girl Lovely Laveau. You know who it is. It's Black Rasslin with big blue hair. You can find me everywhere. And today we have a very, 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 very special guest. I know I say it every episode, but today is kind of special for me because this is like my brother. I love him very much. We have the wonderful Josiah Williams in the building with us.
Yeah, I feel like I should have prepared like a tagline or intro. I wasn't ready. I had nothing.
Oh, don't worry. I didn't even. I took it easy today.
Don't worry about it. That was light.
No, we got to end the show. Just setting things off. How is it, brother, that you are known, right? I mean, you, of course, you know what I mean, Hustle and Flow and you're Wrestling Flow. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. You know about the, you know, for the, you know, but you also known as a very wholesome, very, very wholesome, you know, Christian brother. How is it that pop music and Juvenile's Back That Thing Up influenced the beginning of what it is we know you for? Explain that to us, brother.
I had no idea where you was going with this.
That's a Fam question. It starts here, you end up somewhere else. You never know where it's going.
Fam did the research going into this. Okay. So yeah, I growing up, you know, people listen to a lot of different types of music. I'm a very clear example of that. Grew up loving like Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, the whole like 90s boy band vibe. Then somebody was like, have you listened to anything that came out of Louisiana in the last like 2 years? Like, what is this? Yeah, I don't know what it was, man, but I fell in love with it. It's probably the idea of like, hey, you shouldn't listen to this, which is like, I want to listen to that right there. Play it right now. And my whole life has been like that. Just anything. I get influence from everywhere, but yeah, Juvenile had me in a chokehold for a long time.
So, and I think what made that kind of confusing for me wasn't really the wholesomeness part of it, but Juvie's not known as the most lyrical of MCs.
No.
But you are known for your penmanship. Where, I guess, does that influence kind of what it is you do as far as hip hop goes and writing rhymes and whatnot?
He asked that question so politically correct. I'm going to ask it like in the raw way. How did somebody like Juvenile, who really can't rap lyrically like that, he just got to make good songs, influence you to be as good as you are? I'm going to ask.
He didn't. I feel like he didn't really influence me in that way, but I think it's the pipeline to Wayne, essentially. For me, like, so a lot of what I do started with theater and poetry, right? So I did a lot of like writing poems and love letters and R&B lyrics for a long time.
Oh no!
Yeah, I went through one of those phases, but man,
what was her name? Nah, you can't answer that. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, let that go.
It's gone a long time ago.
Yeah, it's definitely like I was a big Wayne fan. Part of it was seeing somebody, I had locks, so seeing somebody who looked like me, kind of like take over the industry so quickly. Him, of course, Lil Jon too, from the production aspect, which is completely different. But yeah, middle school, high school, man, like Wayne for me, like captured my heart as somebody who just like every song, it was something different, different types of beats, collaborate with anybody, mixtapes, albums. Like, I think that was the first, I would say from like rap and hip hop standpoint, he was probably the first. And then it kind of switches over completely to the roots. And just kind of hearing like, bro, just a completely different style of lyricism. Wayne, Roots, Royce the 5'9". So it kind of like a little bit of everywhere.
Yeah, Royce is one of my favorite. Like, if folks that know me know, that's one of those guys that you talk about when you talk about people that care about their penmanship and lyricism. It's the basis why we saw him and the Lupe thing break up, because everybody that raps at that level thinks they're the best rapper.
Yeah.
Once again, you are known as the wholesome nice guy. Do you get competitive with your raps? Do you be like, oh, I'm nicer than him?
No, I don't. I do get like kind of inspiration, because for me, like a lot of people see me as this lyrical dude, but I don't really feel that a lot. So I try to challenge myself. This June or July, finally got a chance to like actually work on something with Frank, AJ Francis, and
Severin.
For me, it was like I see him as somebody kind of like above my level. So for me, it's like, man, I want to be able to reach that. I want to be able to kind of step up and elevate. So let's do this. Let's figure this out. And I told him, like, challenge me, push me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I definitely want to do that. And I'm in a genre with like everybody from him to Mega Ran all the way up to like Wale and Action Bronson. Like, there's a lot of different people. Smoke Dizza, that's like straight bars. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I don't feel that competitive energy though, just because like I'm not really in it for that. I'm in it to have fun, and it's my hobby outside of like actual work. Like, it's the one thing that I can just do stress-free, carefree, and actually be happy about. It's my something else.
I don't know what you do. Cute. Now, it's commercial, because even though you're not competitive, when I talk about MCs in wrestling, I get competitive with you, because I'm like, I'll put Joe against almost anybody in wrestling. Now, I have my top 3 favorite wrestler rappers, or you know how that goes, is you, Frank, and is Carly Bravo, right? So
all alumni at this point.
I mean, you know, they've all been here. So for me, when I first, because I've been listening to your stuff way back when, and it didn't even click to me that you didn't curse. That's how good you were. You know what I mean? Sometimes you hear people, and you hear, because I have a filthy mouth, and I just like filthy mouth people. So hearing your bars, it was like I had to go back and listen to stuff like, oh damn, he really don't curse for real. But that says something to you. You know what I mean? I don't know. I try to give you your flowers as much as possible. So when people meet you, do they kind of do like I do around you, try to be real?
Yeah, which I don't get it, man. I'm the same as everybody else. And I mean, although like I don't, put that in my music, I used to, you know what I'm saying? We all come from somewhere.
Yeah.
So there was a big kind of point of feeling like, and I guess this also ties into the earlier thing too, of the competitiveness. Like, there was a point where I felt like I had to prove something, because I went to school in Peoria, Illinois, which is like a few hours from Chicago. Mm-hmm. And so when I'm in these circles with like Chance the Rapper and Vic Mensa and Saba and like these lyricists and these people who are like going crazy, like I'm nowhere near there, you know what I'm saying? Just a dude in college. There was that point where I felt like I had to kind of put in a character, or like be a different person, or be the dude that partied, or like something to get people's attention. And I did that for a while, and it was pretty successful, and it started to take off, but it didn't really like fulfill me necessarily. And I remember one time playing some of my music for my mom, and she was happy that I was making music, but she was like, you don't gotta, like, what are you doing? You ain't gotta do all this.
Yeah.
So then that turned into, all right, I'm gonna just stop using profanity. And then eventually, you know what, like if I'm saying that I believe in God, like doing Christian hip hop music. And yeah, I just, I felt like I didn't want to be able to like close anybody's ears from listening to my music, whether they were 5 years old or 85 years old. Like, I don't want people to feel like they can't listen.
I feel like that's an art, because you have some MCs who try to do the family friendly raps, but they suck.
Will Smith.
I was going to say it, but I didn't want to say it.
I was allergies. I didn't say anything.
It's hay fever, I know. But some people, they not as fresh of a prince as they think that they are, and their rhymes are not that great. But
their music doesn't slap.
It does not. And I will put you up there with the Chance the Rappers, and because you really gave me Lupe Fiasco when I first started getting into it, I was like, I like it. And then translating it from just regular hip hop, and then translating and adding the wrestling themes. That's what did it for me. Remixing the wrestling themes, because the God one was the one I said, okay.
Oh yeah.
I'll find out who this guy is.
I appreciate that. Yeah, those are your guys. So I had to definitely have to deliver that right for sure. But that was the challenge too, of like, okay, here are these guys, you know, who, no matter who it is, like I have to communicate who they are with the music and their story, and like kind of teach people at the same time, but then also cater to the folks who, like you, probably knew them when they were in diapers. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know everything about them.
Not the diapers, before the beard and the hair.
Yeah. Like it's that weird balance of like cater to the people who don't know and for the folks who do. So it's a lot, and I feel like over time, like just try to elevate it without making it like boring and stale and people getting over it.
Yeah, because you've been consistent, and that says a lot more than people who are out here on the Billboard charts.
I appreciate you.
So let's get messy. Let's get violent.
Oh no.
Because you've mentioned a couple of rappers already. Present, company excluded. Who is on your Mount Rushmore of rappers?
In wrestling, or just kind of like anywhere?
Everywhere. And
okay.
I know it's a lot, you know what I mean? So please, feel free to take your time. Don't force anything, you know what I'm saying? We can
Okay, I'm gonna give you two sets.
Okay.
The first one is just kind of the game where it is now, and then I'll give you just like my personal favorites aside from that. I think the conversation has to start with Kendrick.
Mm-hmm.
I think there is no conversation that excludes J. Cole. If we're talking, if we're talking now, and not just like, well, I guess you did say Mount Rushmore of all time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this might change some things. Okay. I think if we're going all time, we have to go Biggie. And then
man, the heavy.
Going on. I like it because normally where people go after they say big is another direction, right? Yeah. And he did not want to go that direction because his palate is refined.
He did. Now I'm not giving do this to you with your slandering of Tupac. We're not gonna do this today on this show.
No, man, Tupac emoted better than almost any other rapper of all time. He just wasn't a great lyricist. That's all.
Man, this is so crazy.
I told you, I said violent. I'm sorry.
You did that because of the Mariah Carey slander, wasn't it?
No, I don't. No, you right after a certain period of time, but you got to tell the whole story about her. You know what I mean?
Okay. So I said, who did I say? Kendrick,
Mm-hmm.
Cole,
Mm-hmm.
Biggie.
Mm-hmm.
I think the three of them, what they've done culturally in their respective times, you can't there's a certain level. So with that being said, I feel like Hove has to be in there. I personally would not, but but you have to give respect to where it's due. Decades across multiple decades.
Mm-hmm.
And not just like, oh, you got this one album that came out 3 decades ago, and then you got this one now, but like consistent collaborative projects all throughout. And the fact that people are still reacting, maybe not at the exact same level, but are still tapped in the way that they are, it has to be Hope. Now,
there it is.
Now we can get to the real list, because the list you just gave are the people you're supposed to say, right? But are these people in your rotation?
Not as, I mean, definitely not Hove. No disrespect. It's not me. So if we're going based off of what's in rotation, I would have to put, like I said, I have to put Wayne in there, even though his newer stuff I'm not crazy about.
It's weird.
I have to acknowledge like where my inspiration came from. So I'm throwing him in there. On a complete opposite side of that, I do have to throw Common in. As someone who, once again, kind of that Chicago area, the bars were always there. The storytelling was always there. Christian rapper named KB, probably not a popular answer, but just like, if you listen to him, you'd be like, okay, I see why Joe has him in and you'd probably find the inspiration too. And then last but not least is Andre 3000.
Okay, because I was about to say he can't leave him out. No way that this can happen.
Gotta save the best for last.
Thank you, because I was about to say that we're about to end this because I don't know. That question wasn't as violent as I thought it was going to be. I'm going to ask the violent question. All right. Yo, rappers in wrestling Mount Rushmore.
Okay. Well, I feel like there is no conversation at all without Mega Ran. It's impossible.
Shout out to Buddy.
It's impossible. Like, even outside of the music, just what he's done culturally.
Yeah.
Live performances, like everything. Books. If you're in Times Square, you're on the list. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Smoke DZA.
He is being so nice.
Hey, listen, just tell us the truth. If you don't like it, we'll cut it out later.
We ain't gonna do that.
I'll cut it out.
I think so, for sure, those two.
Okay.
Debate amongst yourselves after that. Oh,
Fair
no,
enough.
No, I'm sorry. I and some people would argue either way or what. Same thing for Wale, of like who puts on for the culture. Maybe not like who is dropping like wrestling mixtape. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a different kind of love. But if I'm showing love to Megaran in that same light of like what you're doing for the culture, you know what I mean? I feel like Wale has to have a slot. And then yeah, you can argue amongst yourselves after that.
I'm good with say Joe is on the list. You know, what I mean, he's
Yeah.
done so much. This is how we know you. Like, you know what I mean? This is how we know the position. This is how, like, people have been rapped out and so on and so forth. And shout out to all the homies that do this thing that we're talking about currently.
And there's a lot. And I think what especially this year made it so special is like, because I didn't get into this because of like seeing people. So like I knew Smoke DZA and that was it. And I didn't even really like know his catalog like that. So after I dropped those first 2 or 3, I did like a 20 questions type video. And I asked like, who else should I know? Of course, Megaran tags, Smoke DZA tags, probably a couple Montezi. Like you just start kind of like expanding. But this year specifically with that AEW project, it was like, man, there are people who I've never even heard of. Like there's so many people in the genre, and to see them and to see all of us getting like opportunities, and not just within that too, but like an impact. And yeah, in AEW, a couple people in WWE, like seeing people at Battle Slam, it is really dope, man. Like it's crazy.
The bridge between hip hop and wrestling has been now flawlessly, you know, made because of at first the bridge was John Cena. That's a messed up bridge to have. You know, now you're seeing us take back our thing and then mix in hip hop because you know we were the nerds when we were growing up. We were some of us were cooler nerds than the other ones, but nerd nonetheless. But to see it all now flowing so beautifully and everyone getting their shine, like finding out these hidden talents that some of these wrestlers have in as far as music and seeing how passionate they are, like with Chris Bay and all of these guys. So I'm glad that music, because as you can see, that's something that I hold very close to my heart as well, brought me to know who you are and all this.
Lovely's a mean beatbox.
What?
Don't listen to him.
What?
I sing. I don't spit. Pause. Wait. Josiah's here. Josiah's here. I'm sorry. What were you gonna say? Sounds like you had an idea come in your brain. Go ahead.
I forgot about Frank.
Oh yeah.
See, that's the hard part of like there are people who, and it. I mean, for me, it seemed like you know, Frank popped up within the last 3 years, but I'm sure he's probably been around a lot longer than that. You know, he came to WWE with what Frank Style Friday number 100 or something like that. You know what I mean? So it's so difficult. It's so difficult, but yeah, that's why. Sorry,
hey,
I
man,
apologize.
Partner City, Big 7, you already know.
Y'all know
What? What? If somebody came from
you bald bearded brothers the entire time talking about Severn and stuff and all these Q's, U's, and U's. I was very sick of it.
Hey, you haven't heard one of them for quite some time.
You slip with U's. You slip
popping out.
It sneaks out. He tries to hold it together. I'll be like, that Baltimore just spring up on him.
Yeah.
It's surprising too, because you can see his face. He'd be like, I'm sorry.
Pop out like a hiccup.
My house.
Only when she you know, Lola got a thing where she kind of, you know, she'll pick at you till she want to get a reaction, and then I have to react, and you know, I lose my constitution sometimes.
You're not gonna allow the black woman on this platform. Okay, we got too much of that now. Now we did say that this is going to be probably our most wholesome episode. So we have to acknowledge that we have a brand new addition to the Williams household. You are now Papa Williams.
Yes.
How is that? Please tell us about that.
Man, it's like, I don't think I've ever been this happy about anything in my life. Like seeing Yeah, me too. I did a lot of that. Yeah, it's people tell you that all the time. Like, man, when you have a baby, baby's gonna change your world. It's gonna be the best thing in the world. Like, but when it's actually the whole process of like, we were sitting right here when she told me that she was pregnant, and like I thought that was the greatest thing ever. Like seeing a little baby Converse, I was like, no way, this is crazy.
Not a Converse.
And then the stages of like feeling the baby bump and the baby kicking and all that. But like seeing her, because we didn't know if it was a boy or a girl. We didn't do any like tests. We didn't anything. We didn't know. We just said, God, give us what you give us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So all the quick story, it's 5:00 in the morning. She tapped me on my leg. Water broke. Go to the hospital. It's pretty like half a day, 12-hour labor. I was fine the whole day. Like, and then the doctor said like, oh, I'm starting to see a little bit of hair. And I was like, what? Like for real? And then they told me, like, because dad's going to announce the baby when baby's here. They bring out the baby. I just said, because this whole time I've wanted a girl. So I just said, like, it's a boy. Like, I didn't even look. I was like, it's a boy. I knew it wasn't a girl. So when I don't know if they just ignored me or what, but they were like, she's beautiful. I was like, shit. Lost it. Like, completely lost it. Yeah, she is precious. It's a little us. You know what I mean? Like it's wild. So yes,
that's so beautiful. And if no one has ever seen you and your wife together, they are the cutest. It's like you see two brand new puppies, and you're like, they're so cute. I want No, they're just adorable. She's so quiet to herself. She just don't mind her business. She's just the most pleasant woman you'll ever. I know at home, we different.
Yeah.
My experience with her, she's.
Oh yeah,
beautiful.
Yeah. You've actually
I've actually been around her.
Yeah.
So congratulations to y'all, man. That was y'all get me.
So talk about some of the, because this is some of my favorite part. It's my favorite part of when people become new parents is they get loads of advice. I really don't care about the good advice you've given. What's the terrible, what's the weirdest advice you've gotten about being a new father?
Why are you so violent with your questions, bro?
Because people have heard, oh, just take care of them. Hey, real tip. Don't let strangers touch your baby's hands.
Yeah.
It's weird. Don't let them do it.
We're not even leaving the house for 2 months.
Yeah, it's weird. Don't touch my baby hands. It's weird. I don't like people touching my kid's hands now. He's 13. But yeah, talk about just some of the advice, I guess, in general. I guess the more entertaining things people have said.
I feel like
sleep when the baby sleep.
Yeah, that don't exist. Baby don't sleep. I feel like it wasn't even like parenting advice. It was marriage advice. Like, hey man, I just want to let you know, hey man, you ain't having sex for 4 months after the baby come out. What? First of all,
don't you worry about what I'm doing.
Right. You don't know what's going on in my house, number one. Number two, what made you feel like what have you gone through to
No, because when I found out she was pregnant, the first thing I thought was,
how did it happen?
Hey, somebody told her the same thing at work. They were like, Bree, you had sex?
I was messed up for 20 minutes. Because you met my best friend. I called her. I was like, you had a baby. She was like, how? I don't know.
All right, let me explain.
No.
Listen, this house is well blessed.
Yes, that talk.
Yeah, I was like, dog, what made you feel like I needed? I don't know.
People weird, you know that.
People be spreading their negativity Josiah, you might want to close your ears for this. Don't worry about it. We were talking the other day about the same sort of subject, but like, well, just had the baby. Doctor said you can't really mess around, for about 6 weeks. Nigga said, what did dinner say? Anyway, keep going. Keep asking questions. Go ahead, lovely. You got one.
I don't have no more questions. My questions are done.
It's like it's the most wholesome episode. I'm like, man, do you be yourself?
Yeah, imagine that.
It's wholesome for me because I can't say certain stuff. I don't like this. Like I be getting on Twitter sometimes, so I'll be going off. I'm like, shit, he ain't supposed to see that.
I definitely be scrolling and be like, man, that's crazy. Like, that's crazy.
But I don't be wrong though. That's the thing. Correct me when I'm wrong.
I will.
Okay.
I got you.
Just
Look,
thank you.
You a whole grown Black woman. What I'm gonna say?
Tell them again.
What I'm gonna say?
Leave me the hell alone. Sorry.
Now I'm gonna say several things. I'm gonna be honest.
Be honest with you.
Yeah, be honest. I'm gonna say several things. God dang it.
No, so I know, with your exit, from WWE and all that stuff, you started, I don't know if you want to talk about this, but I thought it was cute as button. Your new endeavor, are you still there?
Yeah. So full-time with Disney. A lot of the same stuff that I was doing in NXT behind the camera, essentially. So filming, editing, taking stories, passing them off to either like for ourselves or the park or for ESPN, like whatever they need. Which is super, super, super dope. Like everybody who's in the Disney bubble is like their dream. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when I walked in there, I'm like, fam, I haven't even seen Bambi. Like, I don't live this life. Like, I don't care. They get so excited about everything. And I'm like, man, I don't even know what that is, what you just said.
But the energy has to be good though, right? Just
the energy is great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a corporation in Florida. So you still get what you get.
Yeah.
But like, I've never experienced a workplace environment like this. A place that will send flowers, you know what I'm saying, for the baby being born. Like, they say, like, there are places where you work and they're like, yeah, we're a family, and you don't feel that ever. But if it genuinely does feel like a family, and I feel like I am where I need to be, at least for now, for sure. I like this because they still also let me do what I do outside of that. So, like, I'm still able to collaborate with AEW or like doing some filming or, whatever. They don't care about any of the wrestling stuff. They know that I'm not going to put them in a bad position. They know that my goal is to be on Sesame Street. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to put anybody in a bad position. So I really love that, and that they allow me to put my family first.
Yeah.
So tell me, how do you get to Sesame Street?
Fair.
If I knew, I would be there.
Hey man, y'all stop playing. Get my man right. Get him down there. You know what I mean? Next to Snuffleupagus and all of them. You know what I'm saying? They be down there. I don't know what Snuffleupagus.
I've not found the directions yet. I've been trying to find, because I got to talk to Elmo about Rocco, because I need to figure out that. Okay.
So, because we gotta. How do y'all? What is y'all first memories of Sesame Street? Because we're here.
Okay. My first memory of Sesame Street wasn't actually the show. I saw Sesame Street in person before I saw it on TV.
Sesame Street Live.
No, it was at a birthday party.
Oh no.
And this big Bama decided to walk in there as Big Bird. Everybody else knew who Big Bird was, except for little baby Lovely. I screamed so wrong.
Because of Butch and that tripping.
I don't know. And it was like, I mean, I was fairly young. I have no idea how I just never saw it at that time. Because it was popping around, time we was growing up. That was the thing. I just had never seen it. I had like the Grover book, but I had never seen the show. Right. But when that Bama came through that party, it took me about 2 more years before I watched Sesame Street, because that was scary. Imagine that's your first introduction. This high-ass bird walking to this high-ass canary, lanky as hell.
Ankles out, feet big.
He was in that crumping, smoking. He was like, "You're having fun. You having fun, ain't you? It's all right."
Happy birthday, kids. What in the hell is that? Birds are this big. What is that? That's my
He's just like, "Happy birthday."
But the Big Bird arms don't move. They just do this. Because they take his side.
Oh, he was.
Yeah.
They don't robot. He's right here.
He hit the robot.
He's shaped like an auntie because he's bottom headed. He got this long giraffe neck. It's like a mutant bird. My first time seeing it.
That's traumatizing.
Yeah, whole time. Really quick for me, I always remember it was a bunch of brown people. Not like it was like black people. You know what I mean? It was I think it's Gordon from like Willie Dynamite. Then they had a little Hispanic lady, and it was a little white dude. So it was a bunch of like, it was the first like piece of diversity I saw on TV, right?
Good experience.
And then there was this storyline about Snuffleupagus where nobody seen him. And I was like, he right there. Like, somebody come. I was distraught. Come on, somebody, Oscar, roll in the trash. Where you at? Somebody come see this giant hairy elephant. Like, it was just I was distraught watching Sesame Street because I loved the idea. You know what I mean? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All that stuff was dope, but then nobody saw the elephant. I'm still hurt right now.
I feel your pain.
So what was your first experience? Because it had to be a great one, unlike mine, if you want to go there.
Man, I can't even think of a time where I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it was just always there. I know for a fact that I had a bunch of like Sesame Street coloring books. And I feel like I remember that. I remember recognizing them from the books. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That and then like the, not coloring books, but just like regular, you know what I'm saying, kids books.
I had the kids' books before I saw the show. So the Grover one that they had. It was like out. I remember the books. I remember how the books smell because they had like the little gold stream in the middle and all of that. I had the books. And I was like, these are some cool books. What is this drug-induced bird that's at this birthday party?
Kind of steroids they feeding.
He was like, I was like, is he high? Like, what's wrong with this bird? When you get older, you start recognizing the characters of Sesame Street as like, oh, they have mental illnesses. You realize that Snuffleupagus was depressed and had an identity crisis because I think he was trans because he had the lashes and the eyeshadows. I can say it, I'm a part of the community, shut up. The Count was a pimp. I don't know how.
Snuffleupagus sounds non-binary, to be honest.
Come on now, you see something? Think about. Not saying the non-binary is a mental illness. I'm talking about the depression is the mental illness, guys. So let's not fit that part of the and
clarity.
Hey, bird,
I fight.
I know who I am.
And then he did one of these. We know he's black, so no. Don't get me on my cartoon kick because.
All right, here's the important question then. What ethnicity?
Oh, God.
What ethnicity is Oscar the Grouch?
He's black.
Right.
I just wanted to make sure we was on the same page.
That is a legendary angry black man. The world told him who he was, and he was like, you're Grouch.
How you gonna tell me? I ain't even mad. That's just my face. He had the first rest in B face. I'm not gonna say it because I don't think Oscar was mad. I just think he was short and he was in the trash can and he was like, I really don't want to live here, but since I got to, let me rap about this trash can really freestyle. That was a Negro.
You're right.
He lived in like the public place, so everybody just came. Yo, I skirt, cuz what you? I'm asleep. What you? Leave me alone.
Open up the lid.
And then throwing trash in your house. That's rude. I would
That's
be
messed up.
grouched too. Cookie Monster was black too, but he was on some stuff.
He was off of
He was
beat.
eating edibles. That's what because they was edibles.
Nah, edibles don't send you that way. That boy was
They
off,
wasn't in the edible.
he was off a bean. He was cookie.
But you know you can mix stuff inside the cookie that's not just THC. He was on
Woo. Is that flour?
Boy, take that. Eat that cookie. Bing.
Whole time, man.
What's wrong with this? He from Baltimore. Sesame Street is in Baltimore.
I knew you was gonna say that. I knew you was gonna say that. Oh my God.
You want to know how to get to Sesame Street? You live there. And you on the crowd.
He trying to deny it. He trying to deny it.
I must remind you every episode that I can fight. I can fight. Okay, you're not
You
gonna
can
just talk
fight,
to me any kind of way. All right.
You'd have had to
I'm not
fight all
gonna
your
talk.
life over there on Sesame Street.
Dang.
Wow.
Okay, I'm sorry.
In all your previous interviews, you were asked all sorts of questions. Did you expect to be talking about the drug addicted, mentally ill residents of Sesame Street?
It's gonna be one day where I get the interview of a lifetime, and I'm sitting there, and they're like, Josiah, we really appreciate you coming in. You were a perfect candidate, but let's talk about something else. And I'll be like, what? Roll the footage. I'm like, no.
I'll be like, just call her. She'll explain. I'll be
That
there.
was them. It wasn't me.
It was me. I'll take the hit. It was me. Because y'all animals are trying to tell us something about us. I'm trying to figure out how we can identify ADHD and depression in ourselves. And we've been looking at Sesame Street for 35 years. That's why. Okay? I am fucking Grover. I realized that the blue hair and everything is me. It's me.
Man. Oh, man.
Low key, my favorite character was Guy Smiley. He just dumb phased him. He's like Guy Smiley. That's my guy.
Oh, I hate Meeper. Is that his name, Meeper?
No, that's not. That's a
That is, he's on there too. The little meat man.
the meat.
I'm
He's
pretty
on
sure
there.
that-
His name is Meeper.
Beaker.
I don't know his name.
That's
Beaker.
because that's the Muppets. Beaker is the.
Is he
Beaker
in
is
the? Ain't they in Sesame
that's
Street?
That's Jim Henson.
But they're Sesame Street.
That's the Muppets.
Frog. Kermit the Frog is.
Kermit
on
was a crossover character. He was in Breaking
Beaker
Bad
is
and
on
Better Call
Sesame
Saul.
Street.
However,
Beaker was on Sesame
Miss
Street.
Piggy wasn't on no goddamn Sesame Street. Beaker and Bunsen.
Research.
Listen, Beaker and Bunsen was they was in the lab over there in the Muppets, the Muppet Show specifically. Beaker didn't
He
make.
was on the Muppet Show. He was.
Yes, and then some of them made the Muppet Babies, which is actually one of my favorite cartoons.
I love that cartoon.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, Nanny and them green socks and stuff. But
I feel sorry.
like Miss Piggy and them wasn't on no goddamn Sesame Street.
Yes, she
Now, Kermit D.
was.
Frog, no. Now Kermit D. Frog was on both. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it ain't even being green and all that.
And Mr. Goddamn Beaker were on Sesame Street. They had segments when they would do a fucking song. Sorry, Josiah. They would sing a song. He would have the little hands and he would do this.
He said, "Cover years, baby."
Shoot. Tell me Miss Piggy wasn't on Sesame Street. She had appearances.
One more time?
Shut up.
English is whooping your way right now.
See, don't tell me Miss Piggy wasn't on Sesame Street. Who was this? The cracked out bird. Who was there with him? Huh?
Nah, they
No.
Bird came through the Muppets.
No, he didn't. Because she was on there several times.
Several.
And I wasn't, even though Beaker was on there, I was thinking about the Swedish dude, this dude, Bergie.
Now
That's what I was thinking about.
he was definitely on drugs. He was definitely on drugs. That
was
might have been the
big
dude at the
oversized.
house. He might have been cooking the drugs.
He made the edibles. That was the
Shit.
crack house.
He was like quarter brick, half a brick, whole brick. I'm sorry. No, you can't dance to that. It's not allowed.
Oh
This
my God.
is descending into madness. I believe. No. This is amazing. I believe this is the point of the show where we ask the 5 little questions, you know what I mean, to wrap things up and to give us a little more insight into who you are. Sister
right.
Lovely, would you like to set it off?
But of course, this is what we like to call our 5 count, where we ask you 5 weird questions for fans to figure out a little bit more about you, but they may not already know. Okay.
I really
So-
like my questions this week. But keep going.
So, first question, outside of what we already know you for, so because you do a lot, right? What would be your dream career? Because you just told us about Sesame Street, but outside of that, what would be your dream career?
Okay. Yeah. Outside of did the WWE thing, haven't done Sesame Street. Something outside of that. I feel like NBA basketball, like being a host during in games. I did college basketball for 5 years, but like NBA is a different level. So that could be fun.
Who's your college team?
Say it again.
Who's your college team?
I don't have one. The team that I worked for was the Bradley Braves. They in Illinois. They made it to the tournament for the first time in like a long time, a couple years ago. But I mean, if I had to like just to say one to pick one, I mean, I guess it's just gonna be Duke just because.
Yes.
I mean, which one was it? Lovely. Which one was it? North Carolina.
I am a Tar Heels fan. And you gonna say Duke.
Because you said it right. Don't you be a bully.
I didn't ask your question. Bearded ass.
I love this. I gotta come back.
You're always here every Wednesday.
Yeah. Who, you know what I mean, is your secret celebrity crush? Like, you know what I mean? We know you belong to somebody, but who is it? You know what I mean? You scroll past the timeline, you be like, oh, all right, she doing all right. And you scroll back up because you don't want to get in trouble.
If we can add Sally Marks to this one name because everybody keeps saying the same name.
Well, there have been, let's say this first of all. These past couple of years, some people got excluded because of their political beliefs.
You're right.
It's been very unfortunate times. I'm gonna say
the one goofy one, the one fine goofy one that just found out DMX died. Keep going. I'm sorry.
She ain't been fine clueless. And all falls down. That was it. And then she started getting light.
No, she's still fine. She just waiting. Keep going. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to think of who I can say without getting in trouble from specific people.
That's completely respectful.
Okay. Right now, 2 people came to mind.
Okay.
Willow Nightingale and Marty Bell.
Oh, he's looking at wrestling. Okay, cool. Okay.
I wholeheartedly concur.
I don't know them, so I can actually say that.
You could have took it outside of wrestling. You have one outside of wrestling?
Let me come back to that.
No problem. You'll be here. Next question on 5 count. This is interesting, so I'm very interested to hear what you're going to say about this one. What is one unpopular opinion that is a hill you are willing to die on?
Most condiments are disgusting. Like,
Wow.
like all of them pretty much, except for barbecue sauce. Also, ice cream is not good.
So saying ice cream is not good is like saying TV shows aren't good. It's one you got to like you seen, like Martin was like, you know what I'm saying? A sherbet, you get a sherbet.
I can do sherbet. I'm lactose intolerant. That's why I said that.
Oh well, you're a Negro. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, he ain't supposed to.
No. It's pretty bad when it comes to the ice cream though.
As always, brother.
Yeah, you don't want to get in the car. You don't want to get up on the car. No, I know. I understand.
I've had a milkshake. It's date night's over.
Yeah, whole time. No, I'm gonna go ahead in the house.
Yeah, you know, it was great. God bless you. I hope you find your way home.
Yeah, whole time.
Go ahead and handle this.
As a matter of fact, you gotta go now.
Rewind.
You found somebody?
Tracy Ellis Ross.
Yo,
That's two. Okay.
yeah.
I should have said her first. I wasn't thinking.
I'm gonna be honest. I sure hope your old lady is light skin with curly hair because you got a type. Anyway,
Same person. What can I do?
My man, I appreciate it. Consistency is the mark of a true gentleman. Listen, all right. So before we started this, I told y'all I cooked right beforehand, and you said you don't like any condiments. Mark and the good folks over there at Wahlburger, right? Make this burger sauce that I just tried for the first time as we started this thing. It is delicious.
So that sounds like we can't go to his house for a barbecue or Cam's house for a barbecue because Cam ain't gonna give us no cheese on our burger. He's not gonna give us no condiments. We're just gonna be eating dry
Thing, choke burgers.
What is going on?
My burgers typically, I got like 2 routes I can go: bread, burger, cheese, lettuce, bacon.
That's fine.
Bread, burger, cheese, lettuce, bacon, pineapple teriyaki sauce.
Call the police.
You can do pineapple on a
Call
burger.
the police.
No ketchup. Definitely not.
I
Absolutely not.
put a whole fruit on top, but I can't take a little bit of tomato.
No. I will occasionally have take the fry and the little dip in the ketchup. Okay. Maybe. I'm not going out of my way to get it. It's just like, if that's all y'all got, I gotta do something. But
you know what I would do? So when you because now you got us open for something else. When you make your homemade burgers, are you at least putting like barbecue sauce in the meat before you grill it to get the moisture or something?
Sometimes it depends on what I'm doing with it, though. Like, not always.
Oh my!
Sometimes I'll be just like season, maybe a little chive, maybe a little onion. Like, sometimes I'll do a little bit of that, but nah, man.
No cheese. You and Cam are going on.
I'm cool with the cheese. Also, salads,
Yeah,
I don't do no dressing. Just eat the salad.
You
just go outside and eat grass.
Raw dog the salad, bro.
Hey, no, you raw dog and salad. Is the name of the episode.
No lube for nothing. What is going on here?
Pineapples. You
That's his lube.
No, but you might well just go ahead outside out the front lawn.
That's how he mow his grass. He just go out there and eat it. That's it.
Holy smokes.
That's it. That's all I need.
All right, more pressure.
This question.
This is the only question, and I feel like you're gonna have a weird answer here. There is a right and wrong answer to this question. Apple or Android? Oh, I'm sorry. Somebody else got it wrong.
What?
You did it wrong.
What?
There's only one person who has gotten this answer right for him. Everybody else been correct.
Right.
But
it's now I have converted. I've had both. Mm-hmm. I was very much so team Android for a very long time until I started filming professionally. And somebody was like, "Can you airdrop me that photo?" And I was like,
"What?
You got Bluetooth?"
Right. Bluetooth take 3 minutes for a simple picture. I was like, all right, I can't ever do this again.
When
That
he
changed
was-
everything.
He did childish things, and now that he became a man, he put away those childish things. Fam,
Gotta grow up at some
look.
point, man.
Nah, you bugging out. My kid, my child has an iPhone. Me, on the other hand, we're gonna rock out with this Samsung right here.
Is it like a recent Samsung, or is it one that you've been holding on to for a minute?
he couldn't wait to show this phone. He just got this new phone. He couldn't wait to show it on camera.
Is that right?
Shut up.
Okay.
Dang, you rude, bro. She ain't even deserve that.
Okay.
She's using grown folk business.
Now, we got one more question on the 5 count, and this one is the interesting one. It kind of shows us if you're a psychopath or not. Ready?
Yeah.
If you had one superpower, what would it be, and how would you use it?
Y'all stressing me out, bro. Dang. Okay. Dang. I'd say something along the lines of like slowing down time. But that also, depending on how nerdy you are, could also be just like being really fast too.
You're right.
So, you know what? I'll do that. I'd like super speed. Because I got like family all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Like to be able to travel without having to worry about getting on flights and sitting there and yeah, super speed.
It might as well just be teleportation.
Dang, I wasn't even thinking. I don't know. Like, I don't like how you just did me like that. Like, I wasn't even thinking. Dang. All right, fine. Teleportation. Here I am doing all this extra work running
Like,
at super
right.
speed when I can be there.
Meanwhile,
Like
I'm
the
gonna be like,
fast folks, any of them do they run and then be like,
Flash
or they
sometimes.
just be like boom,
Flash
and they
sometimes.
stop.
Flash sometimes gets winded. Like he'll have moments where he'll stop and he'll go.
But then I guess his breaths are 100 times faster. So all we see is he done took all the breaths and he back straight again. And
He had an asthma attack. Yeah.
Right.
We didn't know.
enough.
You know. We didn't know. Well, we thank you so much for kicking it with us here on Something Else. As always, it's a pleasure. Of course, if you ever want to come back, we are here every Wednesday, same crazy time, same crazy channel. Fam has to do his thing real quick, so we're gonna get him to do that. I got this. I got this. We only need a couple episodes now. I figured it out. But for you, my brother, tell the people where they can find you, what you got coming up, so we can keep up with Josiah Williams.
Well, first of all, I appreciate y'all for having me. Lola, day one. We gonna get to know each other a little bit more. You know what I'm saying, fam? We there. Yeah, I appreciate y'all. You can find me at J. Dean Williams, Wrestling Flow. That's all social media and all like music streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, all of that. And while we're here, because it seems like this isn't one of those podcasts that typically do like advertisements and ads and whatnot. So I'm just, if you don't mind, I wanted to try to do an ad real quick. Okay. Because we are all here very stylish people, right? We care about our appearance. Sometimes you got to do something that adds a little bit more flavor and accessorize your appearance. You, viewer, listener, should get some of these fantastic, magical, and I'm not just going to say blue because I got a few different ones that are in different colors as well. Bracelets by who? By Miss Lovely, the Lola. I see that they are prayed for. They are shipped. You can get whatever you want. You can get them in this color. You can get it in that purple that's above my head in the sky. You can look at this. All sorts I'm talking like of all varieties. Bless yourself, bless somebody else, support Black businesses, support Black women, support Black creators, and get these today. Now, this is the part where they typically give a discount code. We don't do that because we're paying full price for the merchandise. Support. I'm ready at any point.
I love you. I don't know. You just the bee's knees. He's the bee's knees. And I clearly have on like one of the first
The OG.
OG wrestling flow shirt. I love this sweatshirt. I wear it all the time. Do you still have your store up?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Where is your store?
It's you can do either youtube.com/Jadine Williams. There's a Teespring store there. I still technically have a PWT store. But yeah, youtube.com/Jadine Williams. Check out all the stuff there.
Perfect. Oh, so sweet. Fam, do you think?
Hey man, I am IlFam79, your social media choice, aka the Anderson of podcasting, aka Captain Brew Albano, Brew Diamond Phillips, Sticky the Dragon Steamboat, Pod Sham Pod God's favorite podcast, the Potty Pipe. I'm here to podcast, Chew Bubblegum, and I'm all out of Dente Nice, and my tag team partner.
You do a lot. Once again, it's lovely Laveau, your girl, the big blue hog with the big blue hair, all that good shit. One thing that you do need to know, and we did not talk about yet, Something Else has merchandise, bitches.
Merchandising.
I saw that hoodie. I was like, I need the hoodie. Gotta get the hoodie.
Designed by yours truly.
Yeah, she get busy.
I do my thing. I do a lot now with the designing. I drop 9 shirts in a week, maybe in the same day. I don't know. I'm tired. But please, we'll make sure that we drop the link in the description so you guys can see it. If we have more stuff, we'll put it up there. But yes, we do have merchandise. Please support. Buy it for yourself. Buy it for somebody else. And as always, this is Something Else podcast. Something else without the G, because we are all the G you what? You need. We out.
Oh, shit. Say it again. Say something else. Oh, say something else. Say something else, nigga.